Hello, friends. Well, today, I was thinking about interesting shows I could do, and I was thinking that maybe this would be interesting, so I'm going to try this, see how it works out. So, if we are Bitcoin and we are speaking through the cards to ourselves, and the other side is coming through and giving us advice and things, if that is the case, then we should be able to do a reading on Trump and Biden and see what, if we, the Bitcoiners from the other side, came forward and said something to them, what would we say? So, kind of like, what kind of advice would Bitcoiners give to Bitcoiners as a whole group? What kind of advice would they give to Trump and Biden? So we'll do two small reads, but we'll do the other stuff, the other cards that we usually have. Okay, so let's see. The universe is speaking. Listen with all your heart. Well, maybe that's advice for them, because the universe is speaking to them. And let's see what the universe wants to tell them. Okay, Cosmic Oracles, what would you say to these two people going forward? Hope you're having a great day. I'm having a great day. I started a video and then I realized I had to recharge the batteries in the camera, so I had to go kill some time while that was happening. So here I am. Started in the morning, but now it's afternoon, so a little bit different time of the day. The lighting's a little different from the light in the windows. Okay, Cosmic Oracles, what are you going to say to these people? Stay present. That's where life happens. Interesting messages. Stay present. Okay. Shamanic Healing Deck. What wisdom do we have for Mr. Trump and Mr. Biden? If the other side could speak and give advice, what would they say to these people? It's all good. It's because it's a show. It's all good. 18. Bing. 18. Every experience you have in your lifetime has the potential to be a teaching tool. By remembering and embracing this idea, the situations you encounter become less fraught with unneeded emotion and drama. By not attaching labels or expectations to people and situations, you allow the pure divine energy to flow unimpeded. While you may have little control over what happens to you at times, you always have control over how you respond. Do you react on impulse, strike out at others when you feel hurt? Do you crawl into your safe place when the world seems mean and hurtful? Face this challenge in your life head on. Be thankful for the opportunity to experience whatever it is that is happening. Set yourself a goal of learning from every situation in your life. Find that silver lining. It's out there. Okay, good advice. Good advice. So, alright, like I said, we're going to do two little readings. What would the universe say to Donald Trump? And what would the universe say to Joe Biden? Okay, so what would the universe say to Donald Trump if it could say whatever it wanted? In terms of of Bitcoin, of course, because it's a Bitcoin show. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's interesting. So the world. So Donald Trump is showing up as a change of a cycle, which makes sense. We've been doing the same thing over and over again for a long time, and I think he's going to come in and bring something new to the, wow. New into the mix. Look at this. 2 aces. The Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Richness and, you know, your cup running over. My cup runneth over. I am so fulfilled with love and satisfaction and all the good things. I am emotionally blissful. And this is, I am secure and taken care of. Like, are you kidding me? Okay, anyway, this is Donald Trump. He's a divine masculine. He's a crusader and a warrior. Wow. I wonder what kind of contrast we're going to see. Because, holy cow. Okay. It's kind of fun. I didn't know this reading would be this much fun. Alright, anyway. Get down to business here. Alright, so, yeah. He's showing up very compassionate, a champion of humanity. He is, you know, divinely gifted to us, and he is almost like love incarnate. He's fortified himself, and he's standing there in a position of strength, and that's great. And the world sees him as this rich tycoon guy, but a lot of other people see him as richness in other ways. So he comes as the world, which is the end of a cycle. It's a portal. He's bringing us into a new place. He's fortified himself. He's in a position of strength. He's looking around his fortification, and he doesn't feel trapped, but he feels strong and safe. These are qualifying cards. He is going to a place of, you could say blockages, but I think what he's doing is he's putting up boundaries, and he's saying this far, no further. And he's putting himself in the way and saying, we're not doing this anymore. And that's what his function is. He is, well, Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. Phew. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Like, if you don't think Donald Trump is divinely given to the world, look at this reading. This is insane. So anyway, he's putting up boundaries and saying this far, no further. And his support is, you know, the Page of Cups. So, you know, a young man who goes out into the world is changing things. He's new energy. He's bringing us brightness and innocence, and, you know, he's flipping the world in our favor. And he is, I can't believe these cards. He is also bringing us in with a new money system, which is Bitcoin. So this is clearly Trump, and it's showing us what he's doing. It's not advice to him necessarily, but it's portraying him as this is his mission, this is what he's doing, and we need to help him in support of this mission. God, I can't speak today. So this is Trump's reading. I mean, this is insane energy. Look at these cards. Like I said, the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Wow. Wow. And the Ace of Cups and the Page of Cups. I've never seen anything like this before. This is just craziness. this symmetry and the balance and the clear message that, you know, he is bringing us wealth and happiness. Wealth and happiness. Even though it could be said that he is seen this way as being a wealthy man and he sees himself as a happy man, you know, he is bringing about the change of the world. And he is strong enough to do it. And he's saying, this far, no further. There isn't much more to say about this. So, Donald Trump, this is your message. We see that you are doing these things, and we thank you for doing them. Wow. All right. So, let's take a little break and clear the energy. And then we'll see the difference in the cards that come up for Biden. Compare and contrast. So, if the universe had a message for Biden, what would that message be? Oh, come on, guys. I almost feel like I need to change decks. Wow. That reading was, like, pristine. Speaking of pristine, I was watching Your Higher Self, which is a show on YouTube, and they had Paul Selig, who is a favorite of mine. I've read, like, most of his books, except for the last, I think, 2. Anyway, he was directly responsible for a lot of the upgrading that I experienced because I embraced his books. Anyway, you know, if you want to take that path. But the Higher Self show is a really good show. And on the show that was recently on, he talks about money, and he channels information, and he was channeling information about money, which is really interesting because the things that he said were directly related to Bitcoin and the thought processes that follow Bitcoin. Yeah. So there we go. I don't know if I did this, so I'll do it again just to be sure. Alright. Alright, so what cards are going to show up for Joe Biden? Okay, well, so far it seems that there's trickery and treachery in his past. It's a strategy, but it's also betrayal and maybe cheating. He comes thinking, yeah, I'm doing the work, but what work is he doing? People see him as a portal. You know, is he going to bring us to this place of happiness and completion and, you know, a place of sovereignty, but let's see. So, it's kind of funny because it seems like his function is not necessarily an evil function. It's almost as though they are working together in complementary fashion to bring about positive changes. Because he's seen as this portal, and we have to kind of go through this Biden energy in order to get to the other side. Oh, I'm sorry. It's time for my dogs to eat lunch. They'll have to wait. Anyway, so he comes from a background of treachery, but he is bringing us to a place of happiness and sovereignty, because it's through misery and lessons and defeat and the death of the ego, it's through those things that we will find this. And so by coming from this history, we want to get here, but we have to go through the sorrow and the secrets and a lot of the bad stuff. And like I said, it's almost like they're not opposition. They are complementary, and they're walking together, because I think Biden is not Biden, and Biden is been co-opted by the White Hats in order to fulfill this mission of Trump. And so either as penance or just because it has to go into the record of humanity in a certain fashion, he shows up and, you know, he brings us through this 4-year portal that that brings us to a better understanding of where we are and who we are. So, secrets, but at the same time, planting seeds, maybe the seeds of his own destruction, but he's planting the seeds to bring us here. So the goal has always been to bring us here for both of them, but they do it in a different way. One of them takes you by the hand and leads you, and the other one beats the crap out of you until you wake up and you're there. It's kind of like that. But they're doing the same thing and they have the same goals. It's just you don't see that. They're both working towards the same thing. They're working and planting seeds towards the same thing. There's secrets, but they're revealing the secrets. There's sorrow and misery and lessons learned. Yes, all the time. But he did come from a place of treachery and trickery. So whether he was replaced and there's an actor, or whether he was brought off world and then cleaned up and brought back, whatever the issue is or whatever the circumstances are, it's not relative to the reading, because he was not so good, but his goals now are that he is good, and he's showing up to bring us here by means of, or by any means necessary, so the work and the planting of the seeds. So that's interesting, because it really isn't a contest between one or the other. It's that they are both working for the same goals. So that, here you go. Okay, they're complaining because they don't have lunch and they're hungry, I'm sure. So there's that. So we'll pull a moon card just to tie this all together. We'll pull an animal card. And we'll say thank you and move on. So I kind of like this, what would they say too? Donald Trump reading, oh wow. That's crazy. If I shuffled through the cards and came up with a thing that, created by me, not by spirit, I couldn't have done better. What do you need to release? What do you need to release? And that's a waning moon. What do you need to release? What do you need to release, waning moon? Well, the waning moon points to what's falling away. Life goes in cycles, and sometimes we need downtime or to let go. No matter when the moon cycle, you pull this card, it's a sign that a situation has peaked, for better or worse, and it's time for you to go easier. It's the autumn and winter of the cycle, so what do you need to release? Almost certainly something from the situation you're asking about. This card can be very positive, but can still be gently suggesting that you let something go and stop trying so hard. It's safe to let go and move on. Move forward with as little resistance as possible. This is not the time to start new projects. Releasing emotional baggage is recommended. Say sorry to someone. Do energetic work such as meditation or yoga. Soon you will see what lies ahead. The teaching. At the time of the waning cycle, take a moment to look up at the skies every night. You will see the moon growing smaller and smaller as she moves from full to new again. It's the time when things are falling away. It's certainly not the time to cling on to anyone or anything. Drawing this card suggests your situation is in its autumn and winter phase, so hunker down and start the regeneration process. Well, it doesn't tell us a lot about how the election's going to go, but it does kind of, give us a sense of this cycle that we are in now with this Biden presidency and Trump sort of hovering around in the background, and all the public back and forth and all the different topics and things that they talk about and all the new secrets being revealed and all that. It's just one big coordinated effort moving humanity forward. Tarantella. This way. Made wrinkles. Making wrinkles. Tarantula. Let's see where you are, Tarantula. At a crossroad, claiming life's purpose, the tarantula represents a moment when a great decision must be made. It involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose or dharma. A habit or a routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream. Yet a voice inside keeps begging you to refocus your attention. In order to find true happiness, you must choose dharma. Until you do, satisfaction will be fleeting. The tarantula hovers, patient and calm, like an old friend that knows your inner soul. It already knows you'll choose wisely. Follow intuition. Well, that's funny because they talk a lot about choice, and it's an election coming up. So that's kind of great. Anyway, so there it is. It's not a choice of one or the other. We're going to go on this same course of awakening and restructuring and changing humanity, regardless of who shows up as the figurehead. Doesn't matter. We're all going in the same direction, because astrologically that is really what is driving us, not politics or money or anything else. It's the wheel of astrology. So there you have it. I hope this gave you a little bit of insight into the upcoming hubbub in November, and maybe you can make choices about how you're going to act. Okay, like, share, subscribe, comment. If you would put the notification bell on, then you will get notified when I upload new information. Okay, thanks. I'll see you tomorrow.